We're back in the shop today. Stella's gonna accost me. I got a frog in my throat. What are we working on today? We're working on a couple of vans. Our little Subaru 360 van project here we're doing the brakes on. We'll start with this one. I finally got the hose I needed. This is brake fluid resistant hose. It's actually every fluid resistant hose. It has a plastic liner, PTFE hose I think is what it's called. This is AN4 or about 5/16. Works really great for brake fluid reservoir hose that's constantly saturated with brake fluid. This fuel line will not work. It will delaminate and parts of the fuel line will end up in the master cylinder. Last episode we got the master cylinder rebuilt. This episode we're going to put our new brake fluid resistant line on, start bleeding, and check the rear brake wheel cylinders. I haven't inspected those yet. The front ones are rebuilt, they're put on, and of course my compressor kicked on, so it's really loud in the shop right now. Let me turn that off. Can you hear me? We're getting a little gray van all detailed out. These are all the trim pieces, headlight bezels, grille, bumpers, window protectors. We're going to get all those painted up. It came out really good. It's got lots of nice shine on it. I probably need to do a better job of masking. I spent a lot of time trying to scrape the edges. That's the way it goes. A lot of windows, a lot of things to mask. Every paint job gets a little better, but I'm happy with the shine. I'll be happier when I get the bumpers all painted and put back on. This whole van started because there was a crack in the bumper. There was a crack in the plastic bumper, took the bumper off, and I was like, oh man, the van looks bad. That's the way things go. So it will be better when it's done. So that's enough about this van. Let's get back to work on this one. I'll pause here and we'll connect here in a few minutes when we start getting some work done. All right, so we're reviving this van. We're working on the brakes. This is going to be a little bit technical. I hope you guys can understand how these brakes work. I peeled off the drums. These are aluminum fin drums on the Subaru 360. The wheel cylinders are what are called blind hole. In other words, each wheel cylinder pushes each way. And if you look really close, what do you see wrong with this? There's something really wrong. The brake line is nice. It's new. It's stainless steel. The shoes are clean and dry. All the hardware is mounted right. But there's one thing that's really, really wrong, and it's going to affect the braking performance. And I think it's my fault. If you look really closely, see how that says L? L. That's for the left-hand side of the vehicle. This is the passenger side of the vehicle. There should be R's there for right. Now, if we go along to this side of our Subaru 360 van project, we will find that there is an R, whoops, right there, and there's an R right there. So these are really unique wheel cylinders. They're 15/16. They're bigger than a sedan, same as a truck, but they only can be orientated one way, and they're wrong. If you try to stop with them in this orientation, you'll have really good stopping power in reverse and terrible stopping power going forward. So I think I put these on a couple months ago and I messed up. So I'm slapping myself in the face and I got to peel them off and put them on the right way. But we do have the master cylinder in. The master cylinder, of course, is under here. If you take a peek, it's up underneath this tin. It's in the frame. I showed it to you on the last video. And I have filled the reservoir with brake fluid. That is where the brake fluid reservoir resides. There's a clip under the dash. It is full. You can see I actually leaked a little bit out. I'm going to put it back in there. And we have our new hose, which is our new brake fluid resistant hose on there, so we don't contaminate our newly rebuilt master cylinder. So Besides redoing our wheel cylinders to the correct orientation, basically swapping them from left to right, we've got to pack wheel bearings. These wheel bearings are awful. There's no grease left on those, hardly at all. They're dry. So we'll pop out the seal on the backside. We will press in new grease, and let's make our way to the rear of the vehicle. These also are finned aluminum drums, although they're splined because the Subaru is rear-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive only, not all-wheel drive, as you would imagine. Now, our brake shoes are gone. I don't know where they are. I think they're in the van. It's been a while. But if you look and I peel this back, this is nasty. All the brake fluid is just coming out in dust. I might be able to rebuild these on the car, but these need attention. And that's probably what I did, is I pulled the shoes off, thinking that I would get to rebuilding these, and then kind of promptly forgot that I need to do that. These down here are not wheel cylinders. These are just adjusters, but they need to be, they're seized up. These star wheels need to be able to move freely. I cannot move them at all. So we've got our work ahead of us. Boy, do we. Nothing like doing something twice. That's on me, but this needs to be rebuilt and packing bearings. So we got the afternoon ahead of us. We got a good afternoon's work here, I can see already. So, all right, hang in there, and look for a new video soon. See if we can get this thing on the road, stopping, driving, and having fun, because that's what you want to do in a Subaru. All right, so it's starting to bother me. What would I have done with a set of really rare rear brake shoes for a Subaru 360 van? I wouldn't have thrown them away. This van does not have e-brake cables. You can see that's where the cable comes in and attaches to this shoe here, pulls the shoes together. Yeah, it has a little fulcrum thing that pushes the shoes out, but it pulls them together. So there's no cable, and that was the whole problem. We're missing the cable that runs up to the front of the van, and it connects right here to the e-brake handle. So the trunnion is missing, the brackets are missing. There's brackets that hold the cables here. Those are missing. So, and that bracket's missing on both sides. And what else? Oh yeah. Now I think I know. Those shoes couldn't have gone far. Ah, there they are right there. Okay. And that's another reason that I set them in there. They are nasty. Let's pull them out. Get them. They're full of debris. I do have the arms on there. Oh, come on. There we go. So I do have the e-brake arms, but these shoes have good tread, but they're not good if they're delaminating. That's one thing you must check, is take a screwdriver and kind of pry here. If you put these on and it throws a shoe, in other words, the friction material comes off the backing, it will lock the wheel up and you will not be able to move the van, and that will put an end to your fun. So I'm going to clean these up, see if they're reusable. If not, I think I've got a set of good used ones that I can supply. So we have got our work cut out for us. Oh my goodness. All right. I just wanted to add this one little addendum to the video and let you guys know I'm working on this van and that I'll be driving it soon. But hope is just that until we get some work done. Thanks for watching. Again, you thought the video was going to end. So we got the passenger side front all stripped down. Goes pretty fast. I did a little spruce up, painted the backing plate on the front side and the back side. It looks pretty good. Greased our what are called kingpins, which are these parts right here that the suspension pivots on. And I did have one more thought, one more kind of a rant. The reason that this thing got put to the side was I couldn't get e-brake cables. Nobody makes them. You have to have them made by sending in your old ones, and they destroy your old ones, and they're so rare that the people that have good ones, don't want to have theirs destroyed to make new ones. So I had some rusty old ones off of a different van, one of my vans, and I just sent them to Japan just now. So they're going to get air freighted to Japan, made in Japan, air freighted back, so I can put this van back together. That's how, I guess, difficult or intuitive these things are. The cables are different. In other words, the left cable and the right cable is different. Other fixes don't work. I've tried motorcycle clutch cables. I've tried cable clamps and making my own, and nothing really works. And we want something that's really good for the club. So that's why this van sat for a while. That's why I went through and detailed about the cables specifically and how they function. They only fit Subaru 360 vans and trucks, and they're exposed to the weather. They hang down right here, so they get wet grass or whatever, and they have a metal conduit or flex part, and they just rust to bits. It's a real problem. So we're working on that problem little by little, and this should be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. You guys are the greatest.